What's going on, Generation Iron fans? This is Nick Trigili bringing you guys a GI exclusive about Classic Physique competitor, IFBB Pro, Steve Laureus. Steve will not be competing in the 2019 Mr. Olympia. Him and his coach, Neil Hill, have decided that this year they want to wait and put on some more size, perfect his physique even more than it already is. I mean, his physique to me is perfection, but I could see where Neil wants to improve. There's a lot of good competitors in this lineup. This is not like an Olympia where you're like, oh, just go in and enter. To me, obviously, I think Steve obviously will be competitive as a top 5 competitor. Do I think he could win this year? Probably not, because of obviously Breon. You have George the Bull. You have Keon coming up. There's a bunch of other guys I can't even remember. There's so many guys now that this Classic Physique Olympia is going to be very competitive, very deep. So they want to bring the perfect package to the stage, especially at the Olympia. Neil Hill obviously has been around this sport forever, has coached many champions, knows what needs to be done to be a champion. So he is going to obviously work very close with Steve this offseason, improve his physique. Ever since Steve has been working with Neil, obviously it's been nothing but positive results. I mean, Steve's conditioning has been exceptional in every show. Really refined with the Arnold. He looked amazing there. To Steve's physique criticism, he just needs to be a little bit bigger, a little more muscular everywhere. He's got the most impressive frame, I think, in the lineup, to be honest. His frame, his statue is very tall, very small waist, great arms, great chest, great back, great legs. I mean, there really is no, for to say, weak point or a body part where I'm saying, like, wow, he's really missing that. He's got to work on that. He just needs to get better and better, and obviously the wins are just going to pour in, and the trophies are going to come in, the checks are going to come in, and that's what's going to happen for him. He's got a very, very bright future in this sport. As long as he takes things slow, yeah, like I said, he's very young, but he seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. He's got Neil in his corner. I met him at the New York Pros. He's a very humble, very likable guy. He'll be a great ambassador for the sport. And Neil is going to obviously guide him in the right direction, because that's probably going to be his next protege. Now, that being said, that leaves a big hole in the Olympia this year with him not being there. But that being said, on the other end of the spectrum, there's so many guys in the Olympia this year that Steve, obviously is going to be missed, but there's also plenty of good talent that's going to fill that void. Unfortunately, I was actually really excited to see him stand next to these guys at this year's Olympia. See me, like, I'm such a guy that's like, hey, let me see my comparisons. Let me see how I look next to them so we can work on it. But I also get the point where you don't want to show up unless you're 100%, especially when you're at that level competing, guys. Take your time with things. Show up when you're ready. Don't just show up to show up. It would have been a good experience for Steve too, but wait one more year and then improve. But everyone has their own perception on what people should do, and everyone has their 2 cents. I'm sure the comments are going to be like, oh, he should be there, he should not be there. It's going to be all over the place. It'll be 50-50 probably down the middle. But the only person that truly knows what Steve needs to do is Neil Hill and Steve. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. So I'm excited to see Steve show up next year and see the new improved package. Wishing them both good luck. Neil, Steve, bring a package next year that's undeniable. I don't see why that Steve cannot be our future Mr. Olympia. So that's my 2 cents. But thanks again, GI fans, for listening. This is Nick Trigili, signing out.